Chosen one, have you ever had a night that didn't feel like any other? A night when the air felt heavier, your thoughts got louder, and something inside whispered, "Pay attention." If you're here watching this, it's not by accident. God orchestrated this moment because something shifted tonight in the spiritual realm, and you were meant to see this right now. Pause and take a breath, because this isn't just a video. This is a spiritual confirmation that what you've been praying for, worrying about, crying over in silence, heaven already moved on it tonight. I need you to type in the comments right now, "God, I receive what you've prepared for me," because that statement is going to unlock something in you by faith. For too long, you've walked around with a heavy heart and a mind full of noise. You've smiled through pain, helped others while silently falling apart, and wondered if anyone even notices how tired you are. But guess what? God noticed. And tonight is your divine interruption. Heaven pressed pause on the storm to send you this message: you're not forgotten. You're not too late. You're not disqualified. The delay wasn't denial. It was preparation. That feeling you have right now, that lump in your throat, that tightness in your chest, it's your spirit recognizing truth. Because God is about to launch you into a version of yourself you've never seen before, but has always known you'd become. Maybe people counted you out. Maybe they said you were too emotional, too intense, too different. But you weren't made to fit in, you were made to break through. This world rewards surface level, but God chose you for something deeper. You've felt the warfare lately not because you're weak, but because your destiny is weighty. And tonight, the shift has begun. You see, there are moments in life when God doesn't ask for your permission, He just initiates the change. That's what's happening tonight. You thought it was another ordinary moment, but this is spiritual alignment. Everything you've lost, every person who walked away, every door that slammed in your face, it was all part of the repositioning for where God is taking you next. You are not behind schedule. You're not late. You're in divine alignment. Heaven's timeline does not look like man's. God is saying, "Be still, my child. I have seen your faithfulness, your hidden tears, your patience when others mocked you. The reward is coming. Not because you earned it by performance, but because you held on to hope when you had every reason to give up." Tonight isn't just a date on a calendar, it's a spiritual marker in your life. A chapter just closed, and a new one has begun. This message is a key, and your spirit knows it. You're unlocking something that eyes haven't seen and ears haven't heard. But make no mistake, not everyone can go where God is taking you. That's why some relationships are fading. That's why your circle is getting smaller. That's why your silence lately feels louder than usual. Because God is making room for new revelation, new provision, and new purpose. And He needed you to get alone, quiet, and humbled, so when this shift begins, you won't think it was by your own hand. You'll know it was God. You've cried out, "God, give me a sign." Well, here it is. The fact that you're watching this right now, feeling this deeply, isn't random. You've been marked for more, and tonight, something has broken off you. The fear, the confusion, the shame, they don't have power over you anymore. Tonight, God says, "I am resetting your identity." No longer are you the one who almost made it or the one who's too broken to be used. You are the vessel through which generational cycles end. You are the carrier of revival in your family. You are the living proof that God still works miracles. And yes, it starts with you. That's why the enemy's been attacking your mind so relentlessly. That's why you felt drained, distracted, disconnected. Because you are a threat to darkness. You don't see your own power yet, but hell does. And heaven does too. That's why tonight matters. This message isn't meant to hype you up, it's meant to wake you up. Heaven has initiated a shift in your life, and now the question is, will you embrace it, or will you overthink it until the opportunity passes? I want you to sit with that thought. God isn't asking for perfection, He's asking for your yes. Just your yes. Because when you say yes to God's timing, to God's way, to God's voice over the crowd, things begin to align faster than you can imagine. And I'm here to tell you, you won't miss this. As long as you keep showing up in faith, heaven will back you up. even if you don't feel ready, even if you still feel broken. Because the moment you say yes to what God is doing, even when it scares you, even when it's bigger than you, that's when you unlock His power. And that's why this video reached you tonight. Something supernatural is happening, and the evidence will show soon. But for now, all He's asking is, can I trust you with the shift? If you're ready, comment I received the shift tonight and get ready, because what's coming in part 2 will explain everything that's about to unfold. If you felt something stir inside of you during part 1, that wasn't emotion, it was alignment. That uneasiness you've been carrying lately, the inner shaking, the quiet sense that something bigger is approaching, it's not fear, it's the vibration of destiny drawing near. Tonight didn't just change your surroundings, it changed your atmosphere, your identity, and the direction of your life. God has spoken something into your life that cannot be unheard. You may not even fully understand it yet, but your spirit does. That whisper in your chest saying, "Don't go back to who you were," is heaven's reminder. You've crossed a line tonight, and there's no returning to small thinking, to settling, to people-pleasing, or to delay. If this is confirming everything you've been sensing lately, comment below, "God, I'm stepping into this shift with faith." Because that declaration might just be the door opener. Sometimes, all heaven needs is for one human to believe boldly, and tonight, that person is you. You've spent so many seasons doubting if you're enough, hiding your brilliance, suppressing your anointing so others wouldn't feel uncomfortable. But you weren't called to blend in, you were born to carry the weight of God's glory into dark places. And whether you feel worthy or not, God already decided, you're His vessel. Isaiah 60 verse 1 says, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." That verse isn't a suggestion, it's a command to you tonight. Arise. Stop dimming. Stop apologizing. Stop second-guessing the dreams God gave you. Arise. The world doesn't need a muted version of you. The world needs the healed, whole, spirit-filled, awakened you. Because you're not just called, you're assigned. And that assignment is why the enemy worked overtime to destroy your identity, your relationships, your self-worth. But tonight, God stepped in. Heaven declared enough. And the pain you've endured is turning into purpose now. You didn't suffer in vain. You didn't wait in vain. That brokenness you've been carrying, it's not just being healed, it's being transformed into fuel. God is not just fixing what was lost, He's multiplying what's coming next. That's why this shift isn't gradual, it's sudden. One encounter with God can flip years of disappointment, and tonight was that encounter. But this is where you must listen closely. You cannot carry the weight of the new season with the habits of the old one. This is your cue to declutter your life, emotionally, spiritually, relationally. What served you in your survival season won't serve you in your purpose season. That includes your mindset. God is doing something new, Isaiah 43 verse 19, and the old narrative, "I'm too late, I missed my chance, I'm not enough," must be silenced. Heaven is watching what you do with this moment. You prayed for clarity, and this message is your confirmation. You're being repositioned to lead, to build, to speak, to influence. You thought it was over, but God is just beginning. He didn't bring you this far to tease you. He brought you this far to trust you with impact. And impact starts not with applause, but with alignment. So tonight, do this. Shut your door, open your heart, and say these words out loud. God, I give you my full yes. I surrender the version of me that clings to fear, and I step boldly into the version of me that believes you. Because your yes tonight becomes a yes for everyone connected to you. Someone in your family is waiting for your breakthrough. Someone in your future is depending on your faith now. This is bigger than you. This is generational. You are the one God chose to break the cycles. Fear, poverty, addiction, silence, shame, they end with you. And they end tonight. There is a divine release happening as you listen. And that pain you couldn't explain? That fatigue you've been dragging through the day? That fog that wouldn't lift? It wasn't random, it was spiritual interference. But now that you've heard this message, the fog is lifting. And the weight is being replaced with clarity, purpose, and peace. The question is, what will you do with this new peace? Will you ignore it, or will you honor it by walking differently tomorrow? Will you scroll past like it's just another video, or will you pause and say, "No, this was for me"? Because deep down, you already know this moment was tailored for your soul. No coincidence. No mistake. Tonight was appointed. You were meant to see this because heaven needed to remind you who you are. And now that you know, you are responsible. Don't run. Don't minimize it. Don't return to the people or places that drained your spark. Protect this new frequency you've entered. Pray differently. Think differently. Walk differently. This isn't about religion, it's about relationship. A real, raw, personal relationship with the God who saw you before you saw yourself, who kept you when you couldn't even keep your own mind together. This God who doesn't need you to be perfect, just present. He's not looking for your performance, he's asking for your permission to begin something supernatural in your life. And the second you say yes, everything begins to move, doors open, peace returns, favor surrounds you. That's the kind of God we serve. One who shows up unexpectedly on nights like this and says, "I still have more for you. You haven't seen your best days. You're not done. You're just getting started." If your spirit is stirred right now, it's because your soul just touched truth. And truth awakens things we forgot existed: hope, vision, joy, identity. So here's your final divine instruction tonight: stay available. Stay expectant. Stay aligned. Don't rush to fix things. God is already doing that behind the scenes. Just stay obedient. Stay thankful. And if you believe tonight really did change everything, drop a comment. This shift is mine. I receive it. I'm ready. Let those words activate the next chapter. Let your faith respond to what your spirit just witnessed. And don't keep this to yourself. Someone you love needs this message. Share it, declare it, and walk boldly in it. Because what started tonight won't end with you, it will flow through you, touch generations, and prove that one moment of obedience can echo through eternity. Amen. Support us too. I don't know what brought you here today. Maybe it was chance, maybe it was something deeper. But if this video gave you even a small moment of peace, a feeling of calm, or reminded you that you're not alone, then I'm truly thankful. Because that's why I create these videos. Not for views, not for fame, but to build a quiet corner of the internet where people can just breathe. I make everything here on my own, without sponsors or funding, and it takes a lot of time, energy, and heart. So if you feel connected to this space, if it helped you in some way, and you'd like to support me with even a small contribution, like the price of a coffee, it would mean the world. You'll find a link in the comments and the About section. But only if you truly feel it in your heart. And if you can't or don't want to, that's completely okay too. Just the fact that you're here, watching, feeling, and sharing this moment with me, that's already a gift. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Truly.